Now on CoastTV News.
Homelessness in Milford, the balance between respect for the less fortunate and keeping a community safe. Georgetown crime, as the population grows, so do the crime statistics, how the town is trying to mitigate that problem. And last sandwich at the shop, the Ocean City favorite, shutting its doors, but don't worry, you can still find Rosenfelds in other places on Delmarva, including a new location opening next month.
And showers are starting to show up while we're already concerned about flooding in our area. Details are forthcoming.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
No home for many in Milford. The City Council looking for answers to more than one question surrounding homelessness. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to News at 11. We begin tonight focused on the homeless in one of Delmarva's cities. Homelessness has been an ongoing struggle for people in Milford. Of course, the unhoused themselves face enormous struggles, but it also presents a problem for law enforcement who have to ensure that those without homes aren't trespassing on other people's property. As Coast TV News reporter Brendan Conroy shows us, despite this hard-to-solve problem, people without homes are still keeping their heads held high.
On benches, beneath trees, and in cars. That's what some people in Milford call their bedroom. The plight of the homeless drawing at times both empathy and concern. For some of the people that live in Milford and the businesses that operate there, it has become a problem that requires police attention.
And we will enforce those laws and work with property owners and businesses and communities.
Chief Cecilia Ash is very clear, though. The Milford Police Department protects everyone, no matter their economic status.
It's important that we as a police department remain apolitical. Our job is to provide public safety to all. That includes the houseless community.
Living through homelessness is often transient. Isaiah Hicks and his wife have to find a different place to sleep every night.
I feel like I'm getting teary-eyed because what I think about it just makes me sad. But I just like to say to everybody out there that's dealing with that situation, don't give up.
While addressing the City Council Monday night, Chief Ash did see some reason for optimism.
When we communicate effectively and efficiently, we can address these issues.
Hoping the conversation surrounding the homeless can move away from what to do about these people and towards how can they be helped. Although homelessness is a rather large problem in Milford, it's the never give up factor that makes the people in this city so special. In Milford, Brendan Conroy, CoastTV News.
Let's take a live look outside into the Ocean City area. You can see those waves still washing up along the coast. Our first alert chief meteorologist, Paul Williams, joining us now with a look at the weather. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Charlie. And with the wind still staying very active right now, we're under a small craft advisory that's going to help those waves to continue to come crashing into the coast. Now, our tidal health camera in Salisbury, we're a bit calm for us with the winds pushing out of the north, relatively light at about 3 to 4 miles per hour. We'll drop to 63 degrees. Partly cloudy skies by about 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, our wind gusts, once again, onshore winds steadily, 16 miles per hour for us, Indian River Inlet. That's probably the most active area, about 14 mile per hour winds for us in Rehoboth. Small craft advisory, one of the reasons why we have 25 mile per hour winds off of the coast from Ocean City down towards Chincoteague, and the same holds true for us off of the Sussex coast. But that's not the biggest concern. We have concerns for rain that's approaching us right now, and we have coastal flood advisories in effect, along with concerns with eroding beaches and a warning for Dorchester, Somerset, and Wacomico. Now, Charlie, coming up in a few moments, we're going to go in more detail as to why we're concerned about flooding, even though we don't have much in the way of rain in place right now.
Thank you, Paul. I can't wait to hear it. Let's go ahead and go to our Coast TV poll. Now, we want to know what is the best part of fall along the coast? And here's what the results say so far. Really, this has been the leader all day. Less traffic. Free parking is coming in second place. Both of those things, I can understand that. Some people like the cooler weather and fall events. That's also on there. And let's see what one of our viewers had to say. Chris Mitten in Millsboro saying, quote, "The best thing about fall is there's no need for AC or to keep the heat on, the electric down, also less traffic." If you haven't voted yet, you still can at coasttv.com or use the Coast TV mobile app. A new report shows an increase in crime in Georgetown, which has caused some concern for locals. The Georgetown Council will be meeting tonight. Georgetown Police Chief will be sharing a report which shows an increase in crime compared to last year. Charlie Koski has lived in Georgetown and has been in business there for 25 years. Koski told CoastTV he had his fair share of fighting off crime.
Someone spray painted the building. I had confronted them about vandalizing the building, and then that night they came back and spray painted the building. But it was all caught on videotape, and the police were able to make a quick apprehension.
To view the report yourself or live stream that town hall, you can visit coasttv.com. New at 11, a win for the environment, and Delaware Senator Tom Carper is a part of it. Carper applauding an announcement from the Environmental Protection Agency. The EPA finalized a rule that will establish what's called a emission reduction and reclamation program. But exactly what does that mean? Well, some of the chemicals in refrigeration units and AC units are really bad for the environment. They're called HFCs, or hydrofluorocarbons, and they are considered a super pollutant. The new rule will direct the EPA to purchase down the production and consumption of these HFCs. All of this is in part connected to the American Innovation and Manufacturing Act, which was actually co-authored by Senator Carper, who is chairman of the Senate Environment Public Works Committee, along with Senator John Kennedy, a Republican from Louisiana. And that makes this a little bipartisan legislation. Happening now, DelDOT wants drivers to watch out for Bambi. That was their Facebook post today for what they call Message Board Mondays, and it is good advice. The post would go on to warn drivers that you need to be cautious on the road this time of year. That's especially true at dusk and dawn, when wildlife is more active and when your own vision is most compromised. So just remember, keep an eye out on the road. World leaders are descending on the United Nations General Assembly in New York this weekend, with several raging conflicts, stressed alliances, and hosts of overseas threats. President Joe Biden and whoever becomes his successor are up against a litany of foreign crises. Our Washington correspondent, Julia Benbrook, looks at the diplomatic engagements on the agenda.
President Joe Biden is traveling to New York this week for the United Nations General Assembly. He will address the delegates on Tuesday.
I think the president will challenge the United Nations by when we come together, we can solve world problems.
The president will meet with leaders to discuss a wide range of topics, including working to find diplomatic solutions to a number of crises.
We want to work to find peace. So we're putting all of our efforts behind peace and security, not just in Gaza and Israel and Lebanon, but we're also focusing on Sudan. We're focusing on Ukraine.
And as Biden remains busy with an intense stretch of diplomatic engagements, attention on the world stage is already shifting to Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump as leaders prepare for the future.
They're trying to measure out Vice President Harris's foreign policy views, which aren't all that well known at this point. And of course, what they do know about former President Trump, much of which has the traditional American allies deeply on edge.
According to multiple U.S. officials, representatives for Harris and Trump are fielding requests from dozens of countries reaching out to get FaceTime with the candidates. Reporting in Washington, I'm Julia Benbrook.
And also tonight in presidential politics, President Biden was honored with this year's Clinton Global Citizen Award. Former President Bill Clinton presented the award to President Biden this evening as part of the Clinton Global Initiative annual meeting in New York City. The award, established in 2007 by Bill, Hillary, and Chelsea Clinton, recognizes global leaders who take action to improve the state of the world. Last year's award went to the First Lady of Ukraine, Olena Zelensky. President Biden visibly emotional today, and he said, jokingly, "This is what you call being trapped." Rosenfeld's Jewish Deli is closing its doors in Ocean City. The deli has been on Coastal Highway and 63rd for 11 years. Owner Warren Rosenfeld says he's leaving on his own terms. One of the reasons is the building is so old it's actually hard to maintain. Rosenfeld said being in Ocean City for over a decade meant a lot.
There are several people that would come to me and say that our food reminded them of their deceased mother's food or their deceased grandmother's food. And when you had that kind of an impact on people, you have to be happy with yourself that you were able to give somebody that memory or that moment.
Although you can no longer grab a bite in Ocean City, there are 2 other Rosenfeld stores you can go to, one in Rehoboth Beach and the other in South Bethany. And then there is this. If you're in Maryland and still want a taste of Rosenfeld's, a new shop is going to be opening in Salisbury on Mount Herman Road. It's expected to be open the middle of October. We're just getting going this evening. Still to come, at-home flu shots. If you don't love going all the way to the doctor's office to protect yourself from that seasonal sickness, there's now a new option. But first, a year-round Spanish reading program for students, when it starts and who can join.
Your Bay forecast on Tuesday, cloudy skies and 72, scattered showers a bit wet on Wednesday and Cambridge and wet and cloudy on Thursday. Look for scattered showers on Wednesday in Crisfield as well, but staying very cloudy.
The Camry legacy is earned through decades of continuous improvement. For timeless cars and lasting memories. Right now, buy a Camry with 3.99% APR.
This is my legacy.
Toyota, let's go places.
There's DNA. Then there's heavy-duty DNA. HDNA. It's engineered into every aspect of the GMC Sierra HD. With the pulling power to prove it. Tow hitches of the world, prepare for glory. Get 5.9% APR for 84 months on Sierra heavy-duty Denali models. That's over $5,300 in average finance savings.
We have rain that's on the way, and we don't necessarily need it because we're already concerned about the possibility of flooding before the rain even arrives. Let me show you what I'm talking about. First of all, our Spicer Brothers camera in Salisbury, we're going to see cloudy skies staying persistent for the rest of the night, a bit dreary and misty for us right now, and that abundance of moisture is a precursor to the rain that's yet to come. We had a high today of 72 degrees, not only in Georgetown, but also in Easton, Cambridge, 2 degrees warmer than that in Salisbury, and 70 for the high in Ocean City. Right now, we're riding in the 60s just about everywhere. 67 in Rehoboth and Bethany Beach, as well as Ocean City, but 63 in Redden, 66 right now in Milton, as well as Millsboro. Now, here's what I was talking about, the concern. We have a coastal flood warning, which means flooding is actually imminent for Dorchester, Somerset, Wacomico. Now, these are for areas that are next to water, bayside cities, and basically communities that are next to large bodies of water, because inundation or a bit of flooding is likely to occur, especially with the high tide and just a skosh of rain is all that it would take to kind of get it over the edge. We do have a coastal flood advisory. Now, the difference between the two, this is more of a, hey, we're watching out for a chance of flooding in Sussex. The darker green means the flooding is likely just to happen, particularly in low-lying areas. Now, we also have that watching out for the possibility of flooding for us down towards Accomack as well as Northampton. Now, we're also concerned about beach erosion so the beach hazard statement for Worcester is also indicative of the concern for rip currents. So being out in the water near Ocean City, Cape, Isle of Wight, Bayshore Acres, West Ocean City, rip tides going to be a big problem, and it's very breezy along the coast as well. But we have the rain that's falling out of central portions of Maryland, moving its way from the west towards the east. Relatively light stuff for now, but it's going to become stronger as we progress. Tuesday, cloudy skies, 8 o'clock in the morning, temps in the 60s, as you can see right here. As we go into Tuesday afternoon, we'll see a touch of sunshine here and there, but mainly a mixture of clouds and sunshine. Tuesday's not the real big deal. Wednesday is what I'm most concerned about because here comes the rain by then. 9 o'clock mid-morning, Ellendale, Seaford, Delmar, Salisbury, starts in the west, works its way to the east, and we'll have several waves of rain for Wednesday. Wednesday, I don't think you're going to get away without getting some rain somewhere, no matter what part of our viewing area that you're in. Then as we go into the next 5 days, we begin to kind of gauge how long is the rain going to stick around. Well, kicking off more so Wednesday, a touch Tuesday, just as a reminder, being, truth in advertisement, so to speak. Wednesday, steady showers likely, several waves of rain on Thursday, and Friday, some isolated precipitation that could be heavy, particularly in the most southern portions of the Delmarva Peninsula. And then Saturday begins to become drizzle to light rain for the most part. Breaking this down from a wider standpoint, you can see the flow that's coming in out of the east, and it's going to begin to push on through. Thursday, we see scattered showers pushing through. Friday, it's to the south. Saturday, it begins to break up a little bit, but Sunday, it should break open for us to enjoy our walk for prostate cancer. It's going to be at Cape Henlopen Park, September the 29th. That's on a Sunday at 10 o'clock. You can pre-register at 8 o'clock, or you can register online. Go to coasttv.com so you can register for the race. All the information will be passed out and free screenings, and we're going to be donating money to the Delaware Prostate Cancer Coalition. Finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling Extended Forecast.
Thank you, Paul. We are excited about that walk. The Milford School District partnered with the Milford Public Library to support their Spanish dual language immersion and multilingual students. The 2024-2025 year-round Spanish reading program is designed for students from kindergarten through 5th grade, though students from 6th and 7th grade as well as the community are also welcome. Telemundo Delmarva and Coast TV News reporter Ana Sofia Roman shows us what this program means to some people and the people behind it.
El lector está leyendo las palabras.
Reading time in Spanish. That's what will be happening at the Milford Public Library very soon. Anis Lopez, co-manager of the Children's Library, is thrilled to be part of this program.
This partnership has been amazing. It's one of the best things that we could have done. Just spreading literature and just having kids fall in love for books and reading has been amazing. We are so glad to even be hosting this and be a part of a kid's future.
Iliani Abad, Milford School District's dual language immersion specialist, is blessed to know that learning will continue beyond the school day.
I think this is an opportunity that is very valuable, especially because not all the children have the access at home to books or reading materials that they can continue elevating their reading skills.
When picking out a book, Lopez's goal is to combine the learning with fun.
I always make sure to pick out a fiction book and a nonfiction so they get to enjoy a story, and I always pick out something that has something to laugh or something that's very interactive, and then I pick out a nonfiction book just to tell them that, you know what, like if we're reading a book about elephants, let's learn some facts about elephants too. Un lector nos está leyendo.
Exploring and practicing the language one book at a time.
The program will be held one Wednesday a month from September 25th through May from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. here at the Milford Public Library. To learn the other dates, visit our website, coasttvnews.com. In Milford, Ana Sofia Roman, Coast TV News.
Still to come, the FAA hits their hiring goal. The agency that monitors all the planes we ride on now has a little extra manpower to do so. And next, crime rates falling. The FBI has released new numbers that should make you feel just a little bit safer.
One day only. Johnny Janosic delivers unbeatable deals. We've marked down thousands of items for our huge one-day sale. Wednesday only, starting at 10 a.m., get savings up to 70% off store-wide. Then we'll take an extra 20% off, including clearance items. Shop living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, recliners, outdoor furniture, mattresses, and more. Doors open Wednesday at 10 a.m., but it's one day only and only at Johnny Janosic.
Welcome to First State Chevrolet, your commercial truck headquarters on Route 113 in Georgetown. We carry the full lineup of Chevrolet medium-duty trucks and low-cab forward models. Our sales staff is professional and ready to earn your business.
Save up to $19,000 on this 2024 low-cab forward dump body.
Save up to $14,000 on this 2023 medium-duty dump.
Stop in or find us on the web at firststatechevy.com.
We are First State Chevy in Georgetown, where we put you, the customer, first. Together, let's drive.
If, like most people, you love your phone, like can't eat, can't sleep, can't not have it by your side.
Wait, my phone.
or you'll be totally lost. Kinda love, but you don't love your big cell phone bill or spotty reception. Check out Mediacom Mobile. Unbeatable nationwide coverage on a reliable 5G mobile network. Plus, we've got some really incredible prices too. Keep the phone you love, but love it even more. Mediacom Mobile.
Join us for the Kickoff to Savings sales event going on right now at Preston Ford. Get $12,000 in savings off MSRP on select 2023 Ford F-150s. Save $9,000 off MSRP on a new 2023 Ford Bronco Badlands. These are just some of the deals. Explore our huge inventory online at PrestonFord.com. With over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles on the lot, we're sure to have the perfect vehicle for you. Preston Ford, located at the corner of Route 318 and 331. Remember, cars cost less in Preston.
Download the Coast TV News app on your Apple or Android devices. This is Coast TV News at 11.
Here's some good news for everybody. Violent crime numbers were down across the country last year. That's according to the FBI. The Bureau released the data today that showed a decline in crime rates, including violent crimes like murder and rape in 2023. According to its summary of crime in the nation, violent crime was down about 3% from 2022 to 2023, with murder and manslaughter falling 11.6%. That's the largest single-year decline in 2 decades. Rapes were down about 9.4%. Also, burglaries dropped by an estimated 7.6%. As part of its report, the FBI says public perception that crime is on the rise is actually out of step with the facts, especially in this age of social media and ease of digital communications. New at 11, news that should keep the friendly skies a little safer. The FAA has reached its air traffic control hiring goals for this year. The Federal Aviation Administration announced today it hired more than 1,800 air traffic controllers in 2024. That's the largest number of hires in nearly a decade. The big hiring boost marks important progress towards revising a decades-long decline in air traffic controller staffing. The FAA currently has more than 14,000 air traffic controllers. And Boeing has issued a new offer to 33,000 machinist union members who have been on strike for 11 days. Now, the revised offer includes an imminent 12% raise and 30% raise over the 4-year life of the contract. Before the strike began, union members rejected an offer for an immediate 11% raise and 25% over the life of the contract. Another sticking point is retirement benefits. Boeing is offering to increase 401k contribution rates, but union members want the company to bring back its pension. Workers gave that up after the last strike in 2008 when Boeing threatened to move production to non-union plants. Coming up in sports, we head to the courts where there is an upset maybe brewing in high school volleyball. And next, the birds should be terrified. The delightful collection of scarecrows now lining the streets of Georgetown. We'll tell you what's going on there.
And what's going on with your putter? Is it working for you or not? Well, listen, I'll tell you this much. Looks like Mother Nature may hold up just enough rain for you to give a fair opportunity to enjoy yourself. But it's going to be cloudy, it's going to be cooler.
NBC News Daily, weekdays at 1 on Coast TV.
The bold, creamy smoothness of Hardee's new cold brew coffee with the made-from-scratch goodness of Hardee's famous breakfast. A delicious new way to power your morning. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
Feel the rush of adventure and the thrill of incredible savings at Gateway Subaru. Save up to $2,700 on a new 2025 Subaru Outback with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. Or save up to $2,400 off a new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. And be among the first to drive the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. Stop in and reserve yours today. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
Hi, I'm Joel Wharton, Sussex County farmer. Don't wait until after harvest to plant your cover crops. Consider broadcasting or interseeding cover crops into your standing cash crop. Early establishment provides more growth potential and more soil armor over winter. It also saves time because after harvest, the cover crop is already growing and protecting the soil, cycling nutrients, and preventing erosion. To learn more about the benefits and ways to establish cover crops early, contact the Sussex Conservation District because every acre counts.
Now is the perfect time to buy a Jeep right here at Preston Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. During the Jeep Adventure Days sales event, you could save up to $20,000 off MSRP on a 2024 Jeep Wrangler 4xe, or get up to $16,000 off MSRP on a 2024 Jeep Cherokee 4xe. Shop our entire inventory of over 100 Jeeps at MillsboroCJR.com. So don't miss these amazing deals during Jeep Adventure Days at Preston Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. Cars cost less with Preston.
At the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division, like myself in flooring, to ensure you get the best product to fit your needs and that your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your project.
They worked with me, gave me different options, kept within that budget, completed it on time. Delmarva Design Center was awesome.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
The greatest meal deal for your buck? Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with your choice of 2 full-size favorites, plus fries and a drink. All for just $6.99. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
Scarecrows are taking over Georgetown in the circle and around the town. Georgetown's Arts and Flowers sponsor a Best Dressed Scarecrow event each year. If you're downtown, you can see a bunch of these sharply dressed scarecrows, all with different creative themes. In health news, there's a new weapon against the flu that's now approved by the FDA. The agency gave the green light to an at-home version of the flu vaccine. As Mandy Gaither reports, some experts hope not having to get a shot at a doctor's office or pharmacy will actually encourage more people to get protected.
It's a first in the fight against flu. On Friday, the FDA approved the first needle-free influenza vaccine that can be administered at home.
I think that's good news. I think the idea is to get people vaccinated and to get their immune system up.
Flu Mist is a nasal spray that's been used to protect against influenza in the U.S. since 2003. It's currently available with a prescription in pharmacies and other healthcare settings for people ages 2 to 49 who aren't pregnant. The manufacturer plans to make the vaccine available for self-administration through a third-party online pharmacy, which will prescribe and ship the vaccine after reviewing a screening and eligibility assessment. This option is expected to be available in time for the start of next year's respiratory virus season.
It's very simple. It's basically one spray each nostril to get the full dose for an adult.
Dr. Jesse Bracamonte with Cleveland Clinic says this approval will help make it more convenient to protect against flu, but he says the vaccine contains a live but weakened version of the virus, so it's not for everybody.
So there are certain conditions that are not able to take the flu mist, such as if you're on immune-related medications that suppress your immune system, you have HIV, and there's some particular immune-related issues that you'd have to talk to your physician or your clinician to make sure that that vaccine is right for you.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The CDC says getting vaccinated against the flu is the best way to prevent getting severely sick from the virus. In 2023-2024, the CDC estimates there were at least 35 million flu-related illnesses, 400,000 hospitalizations, and 25,000 deaths. As the crossroad of sports and health, a new Harvard study found that a little more than a third of former pro football players surveyed said they believe they have CTE. The study, published today in the Journal of American Medicine, collected data from almost 2,000 former football players who played from 1960 to 2020. About 34% of those players reported perceived chronic traumatic encephalopathy, the degenerate brain disease which is believed to be caused by repeated head injuries. A truly accurate diagnosis of CTE can only be made, though, using post-mortem brain tests.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
What's going on, sports fans? We have a 1A battle on the high school gridiron this Friday. The much anticipated battle from the undefeated Cambridge South Dorchester Vikings and the Colonel Richardson Colonels,
who put up a fight against a 2A school last week. Last year, this game was a thriller with the Colonels coming out on top 14-13. The rematch will be on Friday night at 6 p.m. and you can also go to DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com. Click on the vote tab and pick which team you think will come out on top. We will reveal the final votes on Down and Distance on Friday. And to watch our game of the night on the go and up to 4 other live streams, subscribe to DSM Plus. DSM Plus is here to bring you more of what you love. With DSM Plus, you get exclusive access to up to 5 live games every weeknight, showcasing the best high school matchups and regional rivalries from across Delmarva. And one of those games on the live stream tonight, Sanford, Dover, and we've got the highlights. We are tied at 9 apiece. Dover with the serve, but it would be the Sanford Schools' Gia Graham with the kill. The freshman making a statement, putting her team up by 1. But now it's the Senators' turn. A good effort by Sanford, but Jasmine Hollum with the perfect touch gets a point for Dover. And the Senators would come out on top 3-1. Dover advances to 5-2 on the season.
That's all for sports. Have a great night, everybody.
Coming up, have you seen this penguin on social media? We're going to share the story behind his rise to fame. Stay tuned on CoastTV News at 11.
The UV Index Weather Report is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism. Somewhere to smile about.
Find your better night's sleep for less at Johnny Janasic. Shop now and get this Kingsdown Queen mattress, plush or firm, doorbuster price only $5.99. For a limited time only at Johnny Janasic's Mattress World.
With Chevy trucks, be ready for adventure. With power you can count on. Capability that doesn't compromise. A hard-working EV with more range than any competitor and the potential to take you anywhere. Get 0% financing on this 2024 Silverado when you finance with GM Financial. Or current Chevy owners can get $6,500 total value. That's 12% below MSRP. See your Delmarva Chevy dealers.
Your big shot at huge winning with Ocean Down's Red Cup Riches. Every Sunday, Wednesday, and Saturday in September, 5 Club Ocean members will be selected each hour to play supersized Pong to win free play. Ocean Downs Casino, where the fun shines.
The Delaware Celebration of Jazz presents Cancer Survivor Night, an evening of music and dance benefiting the Beatty Tunnel Cancer Center. Tickets are just $39 and is your chance to make a difference. Show your support by purchasing or gifting tickets today. For more information, visit RehobotJazz.com.
There's DNA. Then there's heavy-duty DNA. HDNA. It's engineered into every aspect of the GMC Sierra HD. With the pulling power to prove it. Tow hitches of the world, prepare for glory. Get 5.9% APR for 84 months on Sierra heavy-duty Denali models. That's over $5,300 in average finance savings.
Find your better night's sleep for less at Johnny Janasic. Shop now and get this Kingsdown Queen mattress, plush or firm, doorbuster price only $5.99. For a limited time only at Johnny Janasic's Mattress World.
A baby penguin is making a big splash on the internet. Pesto, a 9-month-old 50-pound king penguin, has gone viral. That includes a photo of him hanging out with his parents. It all started with a gender reveal clip from Sea Life Melbourne Aquarium, where Pesto lives. Zookeepers say Pesto is now well on the way to adulthood and has even started losing some of his baby feathers.
But apparently not much weight. All right, so our Hershey's exterior camera, Ocean City, in the 60s, partly cloudy skies. Review our advisories in effect. Beach hazard statement around Ocean City. We do have the flood advisory for the most southern tip as well as Sussex going over towards the eastern area. We also have a coastal flood warning for Dorchester, Somerset, and Wacomico, as well as very gusty winds with a small craft advisory along the entire coastal region. Our umbrella giveaway winner is actually Ron Wardrop of Ocean City. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line, sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalas, Barkstead, and Federico. And by the way, a quick reminder, don't forget the Walk for Prostate Cancer on Sunday. You can go onto CoastTV.com to register for the race. And if you can't run, you can donate as well. Finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for joining us for Coast TV News at 11. For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. That's next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.